alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope you have been looking forward to this episode of Jamila's Diary as much as I have. And I really can't wait to share this recipe with you guys. So as usual, get your pen and paper ready. So I have such fond memories of growing up, as a child in Kano. And I remember those cold Ramadan mornings when we always sent out for Tuwo and Shinkafa, the meal kubewa. And there was just something about this meal. It was usually like breakfast for us in the morning before the main breakfast comes in. And it was just delicious. It was warm, in the Ramadan cold. I just get nostalgic anytime I think about it. So that's why today I'm going to share one of my fond memories of food with you, and that's Tuwo and Shinkafa, the meal kubewa. So we'll get down to it now. So Tuwo and Shinkafa is made from rice, and it's kind of like a short grain rice, but it cooks really fast. So we'll make our tuwo from it. And meal kubewa is made using dry okra. So this is my dry okra powder. It's pounded into a powder form, and that's what we use for the soup, meal kubewa. So I'm just gonna cook it with some beef, dried fish, the dough as usual, pepper and onion, which has been roughly crushed, and some palm oil. So let's get to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to boil my rice. So this rice has been washed already. So I already have water up in the pot, so I'm going to cook my rice until it's soft. So while this cooks, I'll go ahead and make my meal kubewa. So I'll cover it until it comes to a boil, but you have to pay attention to it so it doesn't come over. Leave it open a little bit. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead to make my meal kubewa now. I'm just going to add my ingredients one after the other. So it's just going to be like the faduka. So my beef in, my fish. You say the faduka when you're cooking almost everything all at the same time. Just a really fast way to cook. And you still get the deliciousness. So I'm going to add some water. My Maggi, of course. Just crumble it in. Okay. So I'll put the lid on, let it come to a boil, and then I add my palm oil and my kubewa. Okay, so let's check on this now. This is what I'm talking about. You always have to pay attention so it doesn't boil over. I think I'll just take the lid off. Safer that way. Okay, so I think it's about time that I add my palm oil. This looks good. My rice is almost done now. So soon I'll be in my tuwo. So it's now time for me to add my dried okra, my kubewa. So I'm just going to start by scooping out the beef and the fish. You can use a slaughter spoon to do this. So you take out as much as you can. This will enable you to have a very smooth soup, and your dried okra will not form lumps. Alright, so good. So I'm going to get a whisk, and I'll just whisk in my dry okra. So you do this on the low heat. I've turned down my heat. So I'll add my dry okra. So you can add as much or as little as you want. So. Okay. So this is just fine. It's smooth without any lumps. So now I'm going to turn back my meat and fish back into the pot. So I'm just going to let this cook for 2 to 3 minutes. Once it comes to a boil, I'll put it off. So set the lid back on. And so now it's about time for me to cook my tuwo. So my rice is cooked and it's really soft. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix it up. So when we come back, my tuwo and miya will be ready. MashaAllah, my Tuwo and Shinkafa, the miracle bewa, is ready. This is a very healthy and filling meal that you can have for either iftar or sahur. Remember, if you have leftovers from iftar, you can have it as the mame for sahur. Okra is very nutritious. It contains vitamin B, vitamin C, folic acid, is rich in fiber, and can help balance out your blood sugar. Remember, this is a season of giving, so don't forget to share some with your neighbors. Remember to follow us on our social media pages at Maggie_Nigeria for Instagram and at Maggie Nigeria on Facebook. Assalamu alaikum.